How are you doing today, guys? Thank you once again for joining me on Viper 9 Toy Videos. Today, once again, going down the Boss Fight Studio Vitruvian Hacks Series 2. This is Sigurd, the Traveler, Barbarian Adventurer. This is, I believe, the third Barbarian that they originally offered. The fourth being the Desert Wanderer that we had talked about. On the back of the card, it does have the Sigurd the Traveler and then the Knight of Asperity, which is, I believe this is the female Knight of Asperity. A brief little bio right there if you want to go ahead and give that a pause. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sigurd here. Go ahead and slide that off. I'm not expecting a whole lot of newness out of Sigurd. Like I said, this is the third Barbarian that they've done. One female, and this is the second male Barbarian. One thing that I am super excited for is that he does come with a set of like the woodman style axes and this shield. The original Barbarian didn't come with the shield, but the orcs did. A lot of orcs came with the wooden shield, which is very Viking-esque. So I was super excited to see that he came with the painted version of a shield, and that is what I'm looking forward most, unfortunately, on this figure. He does come with a great sword, and like I said, two of the axes. Kind of a little bit of a bearded axe there, but also a woodman style as well, you know, cutting down trees and whatnot. Then he does come with a stick, but the stick is not just a stick. It's actually, you can hook the mace to it, like so. And one thing that's really kind of interesting is if you notice this plug system right there on the bottom of the mace, it's the same plug on the bottom of the sword. Huh. So you can plug the mace into the bottom of the sword. Isn't that interesting? Not done yet. He does also have, that's his scabbard for his sword. And let's take a look at this right here. So he does have a figure stand. He does have a couple of the new outstretched hands. Really digging those. But there's also this little adapter piece right here that you may notice. What that adapter piece is, make it to where you can plug two male ends onto a weapon. So you could take this long stick and you can actually attach the great sword to it. So as you can see, you can make a rather ridiculous weapon. I'm not plugging that in all the way just because I'm not done showing you guys stuff yet with this. So you can make a rather ridiculous, like almost a long pike, long sword type thing. But you go ahead and you pop this battle axe here. If you notice, the battle axe also has the male end on it. So you can hook the male end adapter there, and then you can do the sword, where you can have a double-ended great sword battle axe. Isn't that just kind of ridiculous? Like awesomely ridiculous. Or also on the end of the battle axe, you could put the mace as well. Like that feature, I haven't seen a lot of people explore that feature, but it is definitely a feature that you can explore. So here is Sigurd actual. His leg armor decided to pop off, so he is reusing a lot of parts throughout Boss Fight Studios. I believe this armor originally came on the Blind Mage, same with this head, and then the belt, I believe, was that part of that mage as well? But we'll get into him here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and pop out his helms, and then his spare head. And then the spare head is also, I believe, the same that came with the other Wanderer, or the other Barbarian, but the other Barbarian was dark-haired, so you have a light hair and a dark-haired here. And then one thing is the hair does it still pop off? Come on. So they designed these figures originally to where the hair could pop off, to where you can still put the helmet on the bearded head, like so. Go ahead and try to get that reattached. And one thing, like, this is fantasy, so I will accept the fact that the helmet has horns, just because there are, you know, witches and mages and dragons and everything like that in this reality. So I'll accept the horns on this. Real Vikings didn't have horns, but go ahead. It's got the double joint rockers there. That leg piece just does not want to stay on. He does have great shoulder articulation. He has the waist pivot. He does have, they added, okay, so they did add a thigh swivel on this figure. So he does have the newly updated legs, and then he does have just standard ankles. But what's one thing that's once again nice about this figure is you can pop the fur off his boots, the belt to separate pieces, and you can also pop all the armor off of this figure as well. All of it is plug and play. Like, you can, as you can see, you know, the leg armor keeps popping off, and the pouch will also come out, so you can swap all that around. That's one thing that's super nice about Boss Fight Studios, is just the customization. Like, you don't have to be a painter in order to customize these figures. You can just plug and play all of these parts. Get that slid in there, and then he can sheath his great sword on his back. Probably flip that. We'll spin that around like that, to where the loop is on the bottom. Boom. Just like that. And then the loop on there, actually they have several attachments that plug into belts and everything that you can also plug onto there. There's like a book, there's a couple other things. And let's see, does his belt have any of the loop attachments? His belt does not. But if you remember our good friend Malvar, you can see the loops on his belt to add in some of the stuff. So you can have different things attached to his belt. I didn't touch basis on that on his video, but so far I'm super happy with this Sigurd figure. He's gonna join the ranks of my barbarians very well. Super excited for this. I think I'm now, I got 2 of the Sigurd, 2 of the original Wandering Barbarian, couple of the female, the Desert Wanderer. So my Barbarian horde is probably, what is that, 2, 4, 6, probably 7 or 8 strong now, which is going to be super fun. Keep an eye out on the Viper 9 Toy Videos Instagram, on Facebook, to take a look at some of that stuff that I'm going to be doing. Right now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave that with, hit that like, smash that follow if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.